Vibes in 5. So this is Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. The only show that puts together celebrities and present them to you on social media. My name is Arnold. Mensa Lavanya, you can always call me. You see me? You see me? Yes, you know the man seated right by me. He's trending now. He's trending now. Flagstaff House people. Anyway, again, this is Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. And we're with Edem today on the show. We're going to have quite a lengthy discussion. We're going to be talking about what he has coming up, what he's been up to, and his recent show, Edem Fest. Big time show. Everything went down well. But we're with him, so he'll give us details how it all went down. Edem.
Arnold.
Go get him.
Let's go.
Go get him.
Let's go.
But why do you want to go to Flagstaff House?
That was a joke in passing. It was just something to lighten up my conversation with the host.
With the host, okay.
Yes. So we should find a way to put it in the curriculum and formalize it.
Let's formalize Pidgin.
Let's formalize Pidgin so that people will speak it confidently. Because when I look back, when I see the president's handle tweet in Pidgin, and I look about the number of canes the teachers lash us for Pidgin, they have to take it back, Charlie. They have to take it back. Because now the president you beat us for nothing, man.
So, Edem, TV3 is using your song too much.
Straight out of Ghana. Straight out of Ghana.
Integrator Accra, where your home capital city, capital.
For Ghana's most beautiful.
Quite humbling.
Quite humbling. But why too much? That's such an old song. Why couldn't you compose something new for them? Or was that the style?
Well, I mean, when they approached me, I wanted to create something totally different.
Wow.
But they told me that that song inspired what the campaign wanted to be. They wanted somebody who had already done something successful with using various points to sell a product.
Okay.
So they wanted me to use that same concept, same beats, very improved, and use it to sell the various regions.
So they settled on too much.
Yes, they settled on too much. But of course, I wanted to upgrade it, make the beat, which is one of the things I've had a problem with. That is why people don't see me perform too much a lot of times. We actually mixed the song 7 times.
7 times?
Before we released it, and we still weren't satisfied. It was produced by Sammy Black.
Okay.
We took it to Kewa for mixing 3 times. We brought it to U Beats, another
mixing.
Yes, another engineer. And finally, we still didn't get the sound we wanted it.
So did you remix it or work on it again before?
So this time around, Magnum reproduced the beat.
Okay.
With his own influence. I took my time, went on the internet, did research on every region. What is their landmark? What is their selling point?
Okay.
What can they be identified with that when I say it, everybody can relate? And then after putting all the 10 regions, the demographics, their population, everything together, then I take my pen and my pad, I take a region and then I tackle it.
Oh, so you have a hand in what the ladies say?
I actually have a hand in everything the ladies said. Because I wrote it and then I actually have my version where everything they are rapping, I did it.
You did it.
I did it on the song.
Okay.
So they translate it into their various dialects, languages, keeping the same selling points, yes, of the region. Then we got back into the studio. I guided them with the timing, the delivery, the approach, so that it will come out artistically. Yes. It no be about the money. It be about the nice lady. It be about the nice lady.
Go get him. Now, another very important question before we move on to other things. Yeah. Did you kickstart the career of Sarkodie?
That is a very relative issue. Yeah. Why I say it's a very relative issue is that I don't think that if Sarkodie wasn't talented, he would have been on my work. I'm always interested in working with people who are talented. And it's always a learning curve for me when I'm on a song with somebody who is equally talented, because then you guys are trying to give off your best on the record. And so I don't think that I want to take credit for that. in all humility, I don't think that I want to take credit for that. Instead, I would rather say that if God has used me to bless Sarkodie's career for a start, then I'd rather say that I was used in a divine way to be able to give the platform. Yes, but I didn't give him the chance for his career to take off, because the gift he has is God's gift.
And that's for him.
Yes, that's for him.
But have you at any point in time, some people think Heba was a hit at Sarkodie?
I mean, anytime you're a hip hop artist and you are going for a hip hop song, the whole intention is to make sure that every other person rapping knows that I have a territory. No matter how dope you are, it ends where you think your dopeness is. And so when I am about to approach a hip hop song, I don't approach it in a very timid way. I approach it for a rapper to know that if you think you are the best, it ends where Edem's line begins. Or if you think you are the best, come on. And I think that has been the culture of rap music and hip hop over the years. And so it is not targeted at a particular artist. No, it is not targeted. It is saying that every artist who thinks that they are dope, your dopeness ends where Edem's nose begins.
So what would you call yourself? Are you a hip hop artist? Are you a hip life artist? Are you a reggae artist? Like, are you a dancehall artist? Where do you find yourself?
I think that I'm a talented artist. That's what I say, and I think that I am versatile. And I think that because I've had various backgrounds of the music, I'm able to metamorphose into something else very comfortably, and not a lot of people can do it. Some people grew up on rap and they focus on rap, so they can find themselves singing reggae, you know. But I can quickly transition from through the rain and through the pain, we go harder. Then you hear me say, it means do no, drink means no. If I say we date top, that they mean me learn. So yes, and then I can move to and they get to Waka Rice one day, and they get to Waka. So I have that ability to move, and I give God the credit.
Are you underrated?
Yes, at times I feel underrated. I think at one of the times I felt underrated was when I did a song called Heba.
Heba, 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 oh yeah, Heba, 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 Heba. This niggas who keep you the phone on me like a tsunami for.
And I remember very clearly at that point in my career where Hammer put me out. You will go to events, you go to shows, and hear people go like, no, you are not on this level because we don't understand it. And then I told myself, I could actually put these people on a certain level. They will know that, whoa, this is it. And that was the same energy I put into Heba. I just lifted that energy from within and I put it into a song. And I think everybody felt the energy. It exploded. There was so much adrenaline, yes, in the song.
But why do you think you're underrated? Is it where you come from? Is it your style? What is the reason? Have you figured out?
Well, I think that sometimes if you don't ply the trade in a particular genre, it can cause you to be underrated. Let me cite an example. Wyclef.
Yeah.
He's one of the most talented people I know, okay? But because when you hear Heba on radio and you hear Get to Arise, you might not connect it that it is Edem.
It's the same person.
It's the same person. So sometimes that makes people getting to recognize you take a longer time. Because if your pattern of music is similar, even on radio, the DJ is able to play it back to back. And that gives you more presence on the ground. And so my team, myself, we've identified some of these factors. And I also think it is because a lot of my songs are not mainstream.
Okay.
When I say mainstream, Heba is not a mainstream song. Latex is a mainstream song. Latex is the song where you see a mother gravitate towards. you might not see a mother gravitate towards Heba.
Yeah.
And I tend to do more of the Heba than the latex. So that might also be a reason for that, and so on and so forth.
How about your background as an Ever?
I don't think that is the background as an Ever. I think that it is the perception that people have. Let me tell you why. People actually listen to Go Harder and actually tell me that I heard your song with Stonebwoy in Ewa, it was nice. Because they have tagged you to be doing something in a certain way because of how you emerged. So every other thing you do is seen in that light. It's even seen in that light so much that when other Ewa artists do song, they say it's Edem.
But why did you take the Igbe from the Edem?
Well, I mean, as I was moving up as an artist, I got to get back into the history of our people and realized that the name was derogatory.
Okay.
In the sense that looking who won the fight with Bukom Banku say his next fight, he wants it to be in Tamale. It doesn't mean he's being tribal. He knows that there's a stadium there. When he brings the fight over there, he'll be able to draw a cross-section of the nation to
his side,
to Tamale, and then the people will benefit because people set tables to sell drinks. Companies will move in there and go and do business, and it is good that every segment when I look at the landscape from when I was a child, from where Bobukala used to perform, I've never seen National Theatre or another theatre in any part of the region apart from Accra. There's none in Kumasi, there's none in Takoradi, there's none anywhere. I am thinking to myself, is because nobody sees any economical gains in it. But if they be able to build a stadium because they think that it can benefit people, why?
Well, Volta should have
one. Cove Town should have one, or all the regional capitals should have one, so that the Black Stars can also go there, and it can inspire the kids. The kids can say, "Wow, I was here, and then I was in Tamale, and then Asamoah Gyan came.
Yeah.
When he came, he pulled up in a Brabus, a Mercedes Brabus, and so I think that I also can become him, because sometimes it is okay for you to feel that your role models are tangible. And so this is the basis for me saying this, not just to speak for my people, but to speak for all the regions.
But then you said if you were a Asamoah Gyan, you would build it. Did that come in good taste?
Yes, as saying if I had this money, because I'm not as rich as a Samoa Jan. I don't have, because he's well to do and can build a stadium. He was able to build for his school.
Yeah.
He has built a stadium for his school that I don't think anybody in power has built for their school, which is the truth. And I don't think that anybody in power, be an MP of any sort, can even build that for their community. Because if they want to build it, they will have to come and seek consent of the whole nation and take the taxpayers' money
to go do that.
Yes, but Asamoah Gyan doesn't have to seek anybody's consent. He has the money, he goes to his school, he builds it for them. And sometimes these are the things that communities need, not necessarily people in power. If each one of us can build stadiums for our schools
and our communities,
the headmasters won't have to worry, and the schools won't have to. And so this is the kind of conversation I am opening up.
Wow. Books and Rhymes is 3 years already. How has it been?
It's been it's been great. It's been a learning curve after Books and Rhymes. We released 25 songs on Books and Rhymes. I think there was Queenie with Cleo. There was a remix with Ice Prince and Caspanyo Verse. Then there was Wicked and Bad with 4x4. There was Girlfriend with Raquel. I did Only in Ghana. And one of the things I learned from that album, because it took me to the category of Artist of the Year, was that sometimes when the music is so diverse, people don't appreciate it in unison. Because at every point, they are dealing with Queenie as an Afrobeat song.
One song.
And then they come and deal with Wicked and Bad as a dancehall song. And you throw people's emotions all over their emotions all over the place. Or somebody will say, Edem, I like Get to Arise. I think you should do more of that. That is something that will come from Daddy Bosco. Why don't you do a full Get to Arise album? Then somebody will tell you, Charlie, the hip-hop they know you for the knack they give them, the hip-hop, or they will send you messages.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things I learned. So I'm like, okay, maybe you have to give the people an entirely hip-hop album
again
if they want to consume it, or you have to give them an entirely Afrobeat album if they have to consume. Because check this out, the tempo between every Mr. Easy song is so close that radio plays it back to back. That gives him more presence on social media,
more relevance.
Yes, the tempo between Bisakeda's song is so close that
you can play it back to
back. Can play it back to back on radio. So this are some of the things I learned from the previous album. But it won its album of the year. Queenie won Afropop Song of the Year.
Wow.
There were other awards we won from that. I think we also won the Black Canadian Award in Canada, and a humanitarian award at the 3G Awards in New York. So quite a number.
So should we expect a new album soon?
Yes, definitely.
What's the title?
The African Answer.
The African.
Yeah, the African.
Which one is the African Answer?
Well, I think the African Answer, because I wanted to give the West a taste of what an African artist sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah, so the album was predominantly recorded in New York by Coptic, who is a Ghanaian-based producer in New York. He did some stuff with B.I.G. and P. Diddy.
Wow.
And we've been spending time recording the album. And it's an exciting hip-hop album that we are really, really going to put out. And we are hoping that it breaks new grounds.
Yeah. How many songs on it, though?
I don't know. We have recorded. I have a song with Zeus from Botswana. I have some song with Efia. I have a song with Sarkodie. I have some song with Jason and EO. I have some song with Wolasi. As I'm speaking to you, Manifest and I are supposed to do a song for the album. Exusena Voy just sent me a verse for the album. It's ongoing. I have a song with Eno from the Bronx. He's a big artist in the Bronx. I have a song with back in the day, Black Rob from Bad Boy. And so it contains a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people. And if we give 12 songs, 15, we have the songs. We just have to sit down and streamline.
What do you think about Gemini as a talent?
I think that Gemini is ahead of his time as a talent. Ahead of his time in the sense that sometimes the demographics where you find yourself can test you so much as an artist that you think that you are not doing the right thing. But it is not that you are not doing the right thing. It is that the people don't understand, or the place you are at that time is not vibing to what you're doing. And that is what I think Gemini as an artist is. He's so talented, he's lyrically gifted. For people who don't know, he has never used the curse word in any of his songs. He doesn't use the F word, he doesn't use the N word in any of his songs. Never, all throughout his career. And he delivers very dope punchlines. His storylines are on point. But I think that is not the space Ghana is in. They are not ready for somebody who is over the top, how we will say, too arbitrary or all the slang stuff. So
they want it local.
They want it here.
they talk to your brother.
They want it inside one corner here. So
interesting.
I mean, yes.
But Edem, are we going to see a bigger Edem more than what we're seeing now?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the only way an artist can get bigger, in my view, is when his impact and his reach is beyond just himself and the music. Okay. I don't think that I'm going to drop songs that are going to be bigger than the songs I did. But what is the point of those songs? They are going to make waves, people are going to sing it, and it's going to die down. So it's actually the same thing, because you release Nyoni Via Day, everybody sings it. Even if it crosses over to Nigeria, over again, everybody sings it. So there is no bigness to it. The only bigness I see is you are able to impact the generation. You are able to make sure that the music has extensions. Do you begin to introduce products that you can find jobs for younger people to work with you? Do you begin to maybe go on the road, do seminars, talk to young people how to develop their talent? That way, I feel that is the way I want to be bigger as an artist. Because as for bangers, Charlie, I go drop them till I die. Yeah. There's nothing that's going to stop me. I have it. The music is second nature to me. It is what you get in the studio and do. Even if I don't know how to do bangers, I've been in the business so much, I know who to identify to do a chorus for me. Yeah. And so doing hit songs is second. It's not a problem. But does it have to end there? No. The music has to go beyond the music. I should be able to engage in community development, help people be able to empower themselves. That is where I think
where you want to get.
I think the bigness should be.
Finally, who is your best rapper? Yourself excluded.
My best rapper locally, or internationally?
Locally,
because this thing is going to make a lot of trouble for me. It's going to make a lot of trouble for me because I'm in a political position when it comes to hip hop. Yeah. My view counts. Yeah. And so anybody I mention is certified, and the other person I don't mention, the fans are going to be like.
But make some people feel good, like certify someone. I mean, for real.
I mean, I think that I will take it in three parts. Okay. Of all times.
Of all times.
Of all times is Obrafuor.
Okay.
Of all times is somebody I look up to. Is somebody I really admire. And as I'm talking about of all times, I'm going to honestly say that in recent times I've heard a couple of songs that he has released. And big bro, I'm not too enthused about them. I know you and I believe in you. I've been a fan. I know that you have crazy stuff you can do than the material I am hearing lately. So of all times, it's Obrafuor. Yes, it's Obrafuor for me. If I wouldn't go for him, I would have gone for Comfort Quade. Between my era, and when I say my era, it's myself, Tiny, Sarkodie. I will still go for Tiny. Yes, I'll go for Tiny as one of my favorite, even though lately he's not rapping a lot. In recent times, and very, very recent times, with a new crop of artists that are coming up, I think that when I cast my eye, I'll have to mention. Wow, this is a tough one. This is a tough one.
Yeah,
I think I'll skip this. I'll skip this. I wouldn't want to.
yeah. Your recent, like the recent one. You know, you've been able to mention two. I mean,
let me mention
the third one.
3 people.
Yeah.
3 people.
Obrafuor.
No, let me mention 3 people from the new school.
From the new school, okay.
If I am given a stamp on them,
yeah,
I'll straight up go for Strongman.
Strongman.
Yeah, he's an amazing lyricist, and I think that he's also been underrated. He's been slept on. I would also go for Medical. Yes, I think that he does amazingly well lyrically. And Kenny Ice. Kenny Ice is also a dope artist coming up. It doesn't mean that the other people are not mentioned, you are not out there. One of the people who I also like is Walasi. He's very different and unorthodox.
He's in his own league.
Yes, he's in his own league. So these are some of the people.
Wow. Edem, yeah. Thank you for being on Vibes.
Thank you for putting me in trouble.
Thank you for being on Vibes in 5. I appreciate this so much. I mean, no, for the trouble there. Me and you will share. Anyway, your last words to your fans and what we should expect from you in the coming days.
Hey, what I have to say to everybody right now, and I'm talking to the fans, I appreciate you guys for the support over the years. I have new material on the way that is crazily awesome. You can imagine amazing videos, amazing collaborations, amazing stuff. And then to all the other artists who are coming up, there are no rules. Set the rules yourself, set the standards yourself, and don't let anybody tell you that what radio is playing is what is best for you from the heart. And keep it moving. Follow me on Twitter, it's I am Edem. Follow me on Instagram, it's I am EdemGH. The African answer is coming, y'all.
Yo, African answer. How soon though?
I think that a single should be released before the year ends.
Before the year ends. Yeah, that's it. So I'll be hanging out with Edem in his hideout, and we've been having a lot of fun and a lot of revelations coming from him. And he says, Obrafuor, Obrafuor, this one is from your son to you. Say cool down, like cool down, yeah, cool down. Anyway, my name is Arnold Mensala, and you can always call me. You see me? Follow me on Twitter, Arnold of Vibes in 5, and we're on Facebook. You already know Vibes in 5. On Instagram, Arnold Mensine. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's kick it over there.
Are we good?
We are good.